All right, we're going to watch Erica's freestyle underwater here. This is going to be from the side. As we get into our stroke here, you can see really good that you do a great job of pushing that hand forward. As you push the hands forward, what we want to see you is roll those shoulders just a little bit better. Okay, you can see that you're kind of keeping a little bit flat there. We want to see a little bit more on your side as you start to press forward. The other thing we want you to do is early on in that stroke, bend your elbow. Keep your elbow a little bit higher and really work on making sure that that hand comes down a little bit better. You don't want that arm to be so straight. You're about a third into your stroke right here, and you've yet to really bend that elbow, okay? In fact, here you're underwater completely, and you've still barely got any bend in that elbow. So we want to make sure we keep a little bit higher elbow and grab that water a little bit earlier. You don't want to have it quite so straight of an arm. You don't want that arm to be quite so low. The other thing here is your eyes are a little bit forward. Work on that head position, getting a little bit more down. While we like how still you keep your head, and that's fantastic, we do want to make sure that your spine's in line. We like to talk about when people are walking, you don't walk with your chin up. You don't walk looking up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, right? You always walk looking straight ahead. So when you swim, and when you walk looking straight ahead, that's more of a neutral position. So when you swim, we want you swimming the same way with your head in that neutral position. So it's really more of an eyes down. As we enter that water with that right hand, you can see just slightly on your side. We do want to make sure we get a little bit better on those fingertip entry. Not so much turning your hand to the side, but you do a good job of catching. You can see a slight bend in your elbow here, but not as much as we'd like to see. We'd like to see that elbow a little bit earlier, bending and keeping your elbow a little bit higher. And again, I think it'll be interesting to see this left hand here. It does look like you're crossing over a little more than we'd like to see, but we've got that front view that'll show us a little bit better. Kick out here looks great. I mean, you got good, strong legs. They could probably be a little bit faster, but the strength in your legs is fantastic. That's great. Body line position here is excellent. You're right on top of the water. We like that a lot. Here you've got your fingertips or your palms facing down, which is excellent. Again, not quite so straight arm. I mean, you can see that strength in that hand. You can see your eyes here. You can see the fingertip entry here. But we've got to make sure we get a little bit higher elbow bend, a little bit earlier elbow bend, so we're grabbing that water. Because really, from your wrist to your elbow, that's the paddle. That's what you want to be grabbing the water with. You don't want to be grabbing the water with that upper part of that bicep also. So make sure you bend those elbows. Keep your hands a little bit closer to your body than what we have here. Okay, as we get into that turn here, this is where you see your palms are facing up, right? So right here, as your head's starting to go down in that turn, you want to make sure your palms face down. All right? So if you turn those palms down, you're going to help keep your palms underwater instead of going above water. You can see right here, they just break the surface. Ideally, in this position here, in this position here, that's all great, but your arms should be right here. Your arms are up here. And so that's where your hands are off. That's where you want to make sure you work on that palms facing down, throwing water towards your face. As you hit those feet on the wall, you can see you got a great tight streamline. You're a little bit more on your side here than we'd like to see. Okay, make sure you stay on that back until right as you're pushing off and then turn over. But all in all, that looks pretty good. Much better job here of pausing with the dolphin kick. So above water, you can see right away you started your dolphin kick. Here's your first dolphin kick. You're a good body length off the wall. That's excellent, Erica. That was much better. Streamline again looks good. This head position here is fantastic. But I love the fact you're kicking with your hips and your legs and not your upper body. That's great. Little early on that breakout, and you can tell right here that your hand, this is the position where your actual hand should be above the water, right? And your head should be above the water. But you can see that your elbow is yet to break the surface, and your head's still way below the water. So you did start that breakout a little bit earlier. You want to get up a little bit higher and a little bit better off that turn. So do work on making sure you start that a little bit later. All right, you can see you're already entering the water, and this head's not even broken that surface. So earlier breakout. Not so early of a breakout. Make it a little bit later of a breakout. Okay? Good job, Erica.